Hey there, and welcome. I'm Rocio Baeza, creator of GDPR Stand Up. I'd like to welcome you to the channel where we talk about all things related GDPR. And the idea here is to provide you with bite-sized pieces of information, simple, straight, and to the point, so that you understand what applies to your company and the steps that you need to take to become GDPR compliant. And we're not into doing these long PowerPoint presentations. We don't think that's a good use of your time. But also we try not to use jargon or language that is not used in everyday vocabulary. We like to keep things simple, to the point. Yeah, thanks for checking us out. And for today's topic, we are going to be talking about, so we're going to be going through our GDPR compliance checklist. Let me minimize this here. And we're going to be focusing on internal record keeping. So let's dive in. All right, so quick facts. So what do we mean by internal record keeping? So this is just another way of saying documentation. The idea here is that we want to document basic information about the data that your company holds, and we capture this in what we call a data inventory. And you should know that you can actually do this step with your existing resources. You don't have to bring anybody from the outside. You don't have to hire a new employee. You certainly can, but you can actually perform this step just using what you have today. All right. Okay, so you might be asking, all right, is this really needed? Do I really need to keep records? Do I really need to be creating documentation? The answer is yes. So this is the evidence that shows that you performed an information audit to determine if and how GDPR applies to your company. And this exercise is what will determine which of the 10 components of the GDPR actually applies to your company. So these are the 10 components. GDPR is fairly long, involved. It impacts companies in different ways. And what we've done here is we've broken this down into 10 components so that this actually makes sense. Sorry about those, that. Okay, I think we are better now. All right, cool. So what do you need? What do you need to get started here? What do you need to be able to assemble this data inventory? Well, you just need things that you probably already have available right now. So I like to work with Google Drive, and I would say that you can easily accomplish this with the use of a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, our free template that guides you on exactly what you need to capture, and it's a very and it allows you to collect that in an organized fashion. You will also need time to answer simple questions. So these are questions that you should be able to answer on your own, but it might make sense to pull in additional folks from your team so that you make sure that you're getting accurate and complete responses. And just as a pro tip, this inventory can be put together with basic tools. And for any type of information where you need to reach out to someone else to get that, just know that we should be able to do that over a stand-up. No, you don't have to carve out an hour time with everybody at your organization to ask these questions. You certainly can, but I would say that is not required. My goal here is to provide you with this type of easy to follow methodology so that you can go ahead and do this yourself. And if you're into visuals like I am, I would also recommend putting together a Google drawing so that you can visually see what this data inventory represents. And to help you with that process, I would like to invite you to sign up for our free data inventory training. Sexy, exciting, I know. So this is a virtual training where we will provide you with a simple template that you can download. You can start to use immediately. It captures a list of questions that you want to ask, the information that you need to obtain, and it gives you an example of what that end result should look like. I'll be doing a step-by-step walkthrough so that you understand how to actually accomplish that. And you will actually, and by signing up to the training, you will have access to a live virtual webinar where we can answer any questions that you may have as you're assembling this. And yes, this is absolutely free. So if you want to check it out, please do so. Just some benefits here. So we've talked about the 10 components of the GDPR that may apply to your company. By going through this exercise of putting together your data inventory, that will help you identify which of those components apply to the company. So don't think that you have to satisfy them all and feel overwhelmed with, okay, how exactly am I going to do this? And how exactly am I going to find the time to complete that? It'll also, the training will also help so that you understand what that GDPR compliance roadmap will need to include. And it will also help you understand the resources that you need to fulfill GDPR responsibilities. Now, right now, depending on who you've been talking to, this may seem like a very ambiguous, complicated, involved initiative that you have to figure out, and you don't know where to start. So by understanding, okay, the components that apply to the company and the specific items that belong in your roadmap, that will provide more clarity on what resources do I need to be able to complete this. And just as a bonus, just know that you can create this, document it, and keep it. And you can use this when you're weighing your options for completing your GDPR initiatives, whether it be bringing on a consultant, hiring a new employee, delegating this to someone else in the team, or doing it yourself, which again, this is definitely doable. All right, so this now concludes the session for today. Thank you very much for watching. If this video was useful, if it helped you, I would just ask if you can please give us a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel so that this can reach more people that are looking for this type of information. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.